Hi everyone, welcome. Thank you for joining me. Thank you, chat managers, for your help. I appreciate it. I hope everyone had a great weekend. Well, a lot happened this weekend in the political world, and the direction Trump is taking this country, and Republicans are sitting around saying, I'm scared. I'm scared. I don't know how many, well, I'm sure so those of you who have been following me for a while will remember that I predicted some people, okay, not everyone will accept what Trump is doing, and the anger is going to boil over. And also, the way Trump is behaving, the Senate is aware of what can happen if we continue to go that way, that route. Basically, he can destroy this country. But let me take the first one, the prediction that I made about people getting tired. I don't know how many of you saw, it's on both platforms, Blue Sky and X, a video of a gentleman who is carrying an automatic rifle. He had it strapped around his neck, and he's standing in his neighborhood. Don't be surprised if you see more people in Minnesota, and it's going to spread around the country, because we have a lot of veterans who are unhappy. We have regular folks who are fed up. They are not being heard. It feels like to me intuitively, okay? If you look at the polls, the way people feel about how ISIS, I gave our agent a new name, ISIS, because that's how they're behaving. But a lot of people are fed up with it. So I feel intuitively we're going to see a lot more people if you live in New Jersey, you have a license, and they know. I'm giving New Jersey because I lived in New Jersey. I still have places in Jersey, and I'm in Florida. In Florida, you can carry. You just go buy a gun. You show like your license and proof of residency. Off you go, and you can go back. You get your gun license. The thing is, intuitively, I feel people are going to start coming up with ways to protect their neighborhoods against ICE. I am not saying it's going to happen in New Jersey per se, because New Jersey's gun laws and New York, those places, are stricter than, let's say, for example, I did not even know that it was legal in Minnesota to carry guns. I know Florida and most of the South, guns is like I was saying last week, people have guns and they have, their dog is carrying one too. So that's how popular this stuff is around here. And as ISIS continues to spread its wing, it's not their fault. That's what Stephen Miller, since he's the architect and he's the commander, the commander of the team, he's sending them around to do the jobs. But in the meantime, abusing American citizens and the killing and all of that, as we know, a lot of people are getting frustrated and angry. People are going to start forming groups to protect their neighborhoods. That's my prediction. And once that starts, if Republicans don't act before that happens, some bad things can happen, okay? Because I was thinking, and I was watching a video about how revolution starts, okay? And I agree with the author. I don't remember the name. If you want the channel, I'll look at my history and I'll let you guys know which channel that was. We are in the middle of a revolution, and I've gave that example for years now. What happened, those of you, I'm sure everyone is familiar with the French Revolution, and we have the same thing unfolding in this country. The only thing that hasn't happened is firefights. And if Republicans don't act on time, thank God some people are beginning to call on Republicans to take action, because before it gets too late, there is an article on Raw Story, an analyst or one of those political experts, okay, made the case for Republicans to stop dragging their feet and do what they have to do to save the country. I am sure you guys heard the letter that Trump sent to European leaders, basically saying, you did not give me the Nobel Prize, so I'm going to take Greenland. Focusing on Republicans, after I found that out this morning, I'm like, oh my God. They understand where we are. And like I've said, I think I've said it before, they've made the decision, they know what they have to do, but they are afraid to act. If I haven't said that they are afraid to act before, well, that's what I was getting this morning. I'm sure I had gotten it before, okay? They bunch of like scared, kitty cats. Who's gonna make the move, or are they gonna wait something that's very bad? All those things are very bad. And also, my friends, you remember I told you, our friends are gonna link arms and stand up, basically against Trump, but we're gonna be affected. That's what's going on. I don't know how many of you heard that Europe basically put us on notice. If Trump was to move on Greenland, there is a $100 billion something. I don't know if it's I don't know if it's the investments in the market, bond market, or whatever it is, and okay, that they're going to send our way. And the point I'm trying to make is, we have people in this country building up. They already have weapons. They don't have to go buy anymore. I mean, I'm sure a lot of us are still, who, like myself, I don't like to keep guns around. It's not something I like, but after you hear some of the stuff that are going on, you have to, and well, mostly the other thing is I'm in Florida. So it's a challenge. But people are arming themselves, and they're going to form groups, teams, just like you see now. They blow the whistles and stuff like that when ISIS comes around. It's going to evolve if Norm and Trump and Stephen Miller and Vought, all these people, they are in it, okay? I don't mention people like Musk and company, the list would be too long, but they are behind the scene financing and promising all kinds of stuff because they have their own agendas as well. We all know what it is. And also, there is a wall of resistance being built here, okay? a wall of resistance being around the world. It's not only in Europe. And Canada, right? Our friends, brother, if you will, our Mexican brothers. Don't Stephen Milou won't like that very much, but hey, they are all preparing for when Trump makes the wrong move. And he will back up. He will back off. Because that's the only way. Like I've said a long time ago, and I've said it a number of times, these people don't walk away. You have to stand up and push them, basically, off the field. And they have not realized that yet, it feels like to me, because they are continuing to do the same things. And like I said, according to the article that I read, I'm trying to remember, but it was 2 different articles. Somebody, I don't remember the name of the person that, Scaramucci. There's an article on Raw Story who said Republican senators already warned Trump, if you move on Greenland, you'll be removed. And I'm saying this because I just read it either yesterday or this morning. I don't remember. I'm confusing the time now, okay? Because I made that prediction. They've been thinking about it. They've made a decision. They know what they have to do. It's a matter of when they trigger it. But the thing is, they're dragging their feet. In the meantime, Trump, his enablers, and the zealots, they're abusing people, or they're abusing their power. I don't know. I just saw an article. No, it's a post on X. It's on Blue Sky as well, where ISIS is breaking people's doors, again violating the Constitution. Every single one of those acts, it feels like to me intuitively, is making people more angry. And after the killing of Renee Good, everyone has come to a consensus, regardless of color, race, or creed. They've come to realize that can be us. And intuitively, I feel it's a very dangerous place to be. Besides the other variables that have to exist in order for you to have an atmosphere where something can go really wrong, like the French Revolution. I don't think it's going to get that bad. I don't think it's going to spread throughout the country. I have to tell you guys that. But again, just to pick another point on on my prediction, a journalist who was in Minnesota said basically they're watching a revolution taking place. Basically, Trump has sparked a revolution in Minnesota. So the thing right now, I'm hoping, because like I said, I can confuse time, you guys. You know that I thought Trump was going to be prosecuted the minute he left the White House, but Garland dragged his feet. He was another scared kitty cat. The same thing Republicans are doing right now. I'm hoping they will move soon, and I'm hoping, like I predicted, anytime till May or June. Okay, but they know where we are. They know Trump is getting worse. When I say they know, I mean Republicans in the Senate and in the House. Not all of them will join to remove him. They are the MAGAs. Okay, but intuitively, I feel. And the other thing they are not thinking about, those leaders, European leaders and their teams, they know Trump is not popular in this country. They know he's very unpopular. they know that will help them as well. I've mentioned that in terms of Xi and Putin, but mostly Xi, because Trump is giving him, oh Lord, he's creating amazing opportunities for Xi to basically push us off the leadership position we've enjoyed since after World War II. Even if we lose it, my prediction is we'll get back on, okay? But we're losing time when it comes to scientific research, business, all kinds of stuff. If we are not careful, the next 10 years in this country, just like I think Japan went through something like that, 10 years, they lost 10 years or something like that, they called it. We may go through something like that because a lot of people don't want to come to this country anymore. Very bright people, innovators. We have a lot of innovators in this country as well, okay? But all those very smart people who love to reside in this country are not coming here anymore. And very smart people we have here let's say, for example, there was a woman who was working on a cancer cure. They deported her, okay? So all those things together are going to set us back, on top of he's basically decimating the economy. Obviously, we're all suffering from it. And Republicans are aware. They are too afraid. I'm just hoping they take action. And within the time frame I just stated. I think they will. Because Thune doesn't know. With the way I'm getting him, intuitively he's restless over this. And they are very worried about Trump can cause a major crisis on a dime. And also the thought of sending the military to Minnesota. If he does, that's one other thing that can force Republicans' hands to remove him because of what I just said a little while ago. People are going to form groups and, okay, besides people forming groups, do you guys remember I made a prediction? ICE against the military? Governor Walz basically has activated the National Guard. I just heard about that this morning. I knew he put them on alert. You know what I'm trying to figure out? Because the military, to me, is the National Guard. I know the military is not going to shoot on us. But ISIS, those guys, they can do anything. And some of them, to me, have mental issues. They can trigger anything. Watch that space. I hope I'm wrong. I hope it doesn't happen. I hope cool head prevails. I hope my prediction is wrong. Okay? But to me, and Governor Walz has no choice. He's the head of state of Minneapolis. He had to do something. And also, he basically outsmarted Trump. According to what I understand, if he activates the National Guard first, Trump can't activate them, can't overrule him. That's according to experts. I'm not an expert, okay? Please, if you know better than that, I'm not saying I know. That's what I hear from experts, military experts on TV. So please post if you know it's different, okay? But to me, that's a flashpoint. Because if you notice how ISIS behave, right now they are breaking down people's doors. I think that was today or yesterday, that was the second time they did it. They're going to continue doing it. They're going to continue pushing the boundaries. And there may be a flashpoint between them and the National Guard. That's my prediction, but I'm keeping my finger crossed it doesn't happen. Okay? I don't feel the military will join ISIS to go after the National Guard because of the statements that were released not too long ago that Trump went after Senator Kelly, trying to prosecute him or whatever. I feel what they're going to try to do, and because I'm seeing them standing up trying to calm people down and remind people of their duties and what they're supposed to do and what they're not supposed to do. I'm talking about our military talking to ISIS, okay? But there is a major flashpoint there. Let's keep our fingers crossed. And it's not only, the potential is not only in Minneapolis. Because right now, all the blue states are on this, like a waiting state. When Trump decides, well, it's not really Trump, it's Stephen Miller, okay, and company, when they decide to send ISIS to the towns. And they are all getting ready, just like man is already expecting a surge. They are getting ready. And they are all communicating and collaborating, and don't be surprised if they step up, form a coalition, and help one another. I believe I said that before too, a while back. That's what's going to force Stephen Miller to back off. And the Trump family, because Trump doesn't care. As long as he can enjoy his presidential perks, he's happy. He wants to be king, and he's using all levels of government to abuse our international friends and us. But those are the potential challenges he's facing in this country. It's very scary, but I don't want you guys to get scared. There are a lot of people that we don't hear about on TV that are working behind the scenes to diffuse the situation, and they may not be talking to the White House because they are all emboldened and go on TV. And let me tell you, a lot of them, what you hear Fox repeating is what they think. Okay, so they believe in, not all of them, but a pretty good, well, those in leadership, let's put it that way. Those who can affect policies and make decisions that can really hurt this country. They have a lot in common. But there are people behind the scenes that are working but it feels like to me it's mostly former Republicans leaders, I should say, former people from Congress and in the Senate that are talking to them, that are letting them know, reminding them of their responsibilities and where the country stands right now at a precipice. You know something else I'm getting. A lot of those people in the House or in the Senate, and mostly people in the leadership that are supposed to be calling the shots, what I'm getting is they are in a bubble as well, because they've been in the House or in the Senate for a long time. They've managed to accumulate a lot of money. They no longer understand our challenges and how we view things and how we see things and how those things make us feel, because they've been in those positions for so long. That's another potential for them to make a mistake and wait for too long. But those people that are talking to them can have an effect there as well. But as I'm talking to you, I was talking about Thune. It feels like to me he's done very well financially. He's been in the Senate, and he's been McConnell's assistant, or, he was being groomed for this position for a long time. So these people, they're in a bubble. Unless they're not in touch. And the only thing that can get their attention is when something go badly wrong. They're like, oh my God, I didn't think it was so bad. If you remember when we were in the corporate world, managers, they're busy, they're in a bubble. They are doing what they're supposed to be doing, routine thing. And there's an emergency, 2 employees that are having a spat, and it deteriorates into maybe physical situation, and then oh my God, I didn't know, I never thought it would get that far, but it's too late. So the same thing with those guys. They have lost track of, or they being in the bubble, they don't realize the dangers that exist. They know it's there, but they can't time it and make decisions soon enough to avoid it. So that's what a lot of people who are outside, they recognize that as well, and they are trying to let them know. And if I remember correctly, they said impeachment will not be enough. I don't know what the difference is between, what the penalties are between the 25th, if you get 25th, or impeached. So you guys can let me know whether, I know both potential for removal, but you guys let me know which one is more, it's like when it happens, bam, you're out. But that's what's being called for right now. And also, guys, you remember I predicted that would be coming about. People are going to start calling for his removal. It's happening. It's coming. Hang in there. And I am not very worried about the military being deployed in Minneapolis for some reason. Okay. Chances are, I'm not saying it's 100%, okay? There's a very good chance he will back down, because there are a lot of signs that if he does, things can go out of control. Basically, he wants to scare us, okay? He thinks bullying will give him the results that he seeks, and it's not happening. Americans don't understand that. They want to, I agree with them. You're taking my money and using it to beat me up, to go buy batons to beat me, or oppress me. It's not going to work. And they're right. He doesn't understand. Americans won't stand for it, and I don't know how many of you. I'll just make that quick. He's forming an international organization for peace. Okay, countries have to pay $1 billion. He controls that in order for you to become a permanent member, and he invited Putin to be a member. Make that make sense, Lord. All right. Let me see if you guys have me there. I have some questions from other people. Dela Jean says, in each state, the governors usually head the National Guard, acting as its commander-in-chief. Yes, and overseeing its operation within the states. Okay. So I guess you agree with what I repeated after the experts. Krista McCracken says, they are so out of touch with real Americans. Yes, oh my God. When I was getting them a little while ago, it's like what we talk about every day about what, they get the abuse. But they can't make the connection of how angry that makes people. And if you heard although he lies a lot, Mike Johnson, what he said last week, ICE is doing what ICE was trying to do, breaking people's doors down without a warrant to arrest them. Are you kidding? So that's the thing. Okay. All right. Gracie 45 says term limits and the future. Yeah, I think all those things after this is over. Jojo and M's put it exactly, we the people need to clean house come election day. Yes. And also we will be cleaning house when it comes to major changes. This is a learning period. It's showing us the weaknesses in our form of government. So a lot of it is going to be corrected. Marcia Braga says, Milou, you probably don't remember me. My husband got deported on September 11. I'm so sorry. No, I don't remember. We are struggling in the new country. Oh, my God. We know nothing about. My kids are so mad. Jesus. Can you please text me after this? I don't remember, but wow, yeah, a lot of people are in this situation. Let me write this down. Okay. It's very bad. But I feel like saying, hang in there. What I feel like saying, people like yourself who have kids who are American citizens, after this is over, that's another thing I feel the next president is going to be doing. All these people they're going to create a path for all those people who were deported unlawfully, or they have family separations. They're gonna find a path for them to come back and join their family. I said that not too long ago. I feel that's coming. Oh yeah, I can understand the kids being so mad. Lord. Okay. They also left a dog with a litter of puppies in a house for a week. Someone found them. Oh yeah, those guys, they are doing a whole lot of stuff. That's what's creating a lot of anger among Americans. On top of Krista McCracken says, no, it's not Krista McCracken. Somebody mentioned how expensive life has gotten. Big Old Mom says, do you see the Supreme Court expanding the 13th after this is over? I don't know what the 13th is. I'm sorry. I know you meant the 13th Amendment, but I don't know what the 13th Amendment. I've never really studied the Constitution. I should buy a book since I'm doing this. Or I should download a copy. I'm going to do that. Sorry. I should go in there and take a look at it. Marketing people, I thought it was one of you. There will be, Christian McCracken said, there will be a panel of people and the government. There is way too much for one person to work on changing. Well, it's not going to be one person. I don't know how they're going to do it, but it's not going to be one person. Oh, Lord, that's too much work. One person can't do this anyway. Oh, Whitney Harrison, thank you. 13th Amendment is something about voting. Yes, all those things are going to be changed. Big Old Mom says, Milou, there are 9 justices now. Will it expand to 13? I don't know how many it's going to change to, but those guys are not, obviously we know, they are not well regarded. Changes are coming, and there is a very good chance. Changes are coming when it comes to the justices. Renee Terrell, that's a good way to get my attention. Michael Cohen, I am glad you asked that question, but there's so much to talk about. Michael Cohen is in trouble, it feels like to me, because it feels like Michael Cohen knew about the Epstein stuff. And that's one of the reasons why I follow people if I think they're authentic and if they are being honest. I'm not saying he's dishonest, and also he is saying that he felt pressured by, Craig Dixon says, Milou, is Michael Cohen trying to jump back into the Trump's bed? Yes, obviously. And I think he was contacted as well. But there's so much to talk about, that's why I didn't mention this. Intuitively, I feel, okay, yes, he's terrified because Trump threw him in jail, in prison, okay? And also, it feels like to me, there's a nostalgia, okay? Just a lot of power, but it's too late now. Now is the wrong time to try to jump in the Trump camp. But I feel he's fibbing. He's being Michael Cohen and other things he used to do before, okay? He was making things up and acting like Trump's henchman. That's what he's doing. No different. That's why I never really trusted him. I listened to him when he gave certain psychological, when he says things about how Trump thinks and how he does things, okay? But I never really completely trusted him, just like I don't trust MTG. No. Okay? So, because these people, which way is the wind blowing? And it's also about them too. So, now, I think Michael Cohen is doing this for him. He's trying to, look, there's one thing I can understand him being afraid of Trump going after him, okay? Because Trump is, and this is what's taking Trump down, this revenge tour that he's on. And I have another prediction. If he thinks he's going to be able to indict, or even if he indicts them, these guys aren't going to be convicted. I'm talking about the governor and the mayor of Minneapolis, okay? It's not going to work. Every single one of those things Trump and Miller is doing, it's Miller that's driving those things. We're not going to back down. We're going to force them, and it's going to blow up. Exactly, the same thing is creating potential for some major bloodshed. And if that happens, I hope I'm wrong. I hope it doesn't happen. I'm praying, you guys. there's a great potential for major bloodshed to happen, multiple people die. Okay. It's going to be a shot, and Americans are not going to go for it. That's one good thing. We have those crazies on the right, okay, who according to them, they are already in a civil war, and they're going to continue to press. Okay, just like the guy from Heritage Foundation, and he's the one who scared me into exploring buying weapons, because I knew he was serious. Okay, so they're going to trigger something, like Steven says. They think they are the only one with the guns, and they can do. And Vance too. He believes they have the military. They don't have the military. The military swore an oath to the Constitution. I don't have to tell you guys that. You know better than I do. But anyway, I repeated it. And that's where they're going to make the mistake. Like he said not too long ago, force, power, and something else. I don't remember what it was. Big mistake. And blood is going to, just like Stephen Roberts, I believe his name is, said, okay, they're going to spill blood. It's going to happen, and Americans won't go for it. But I'm just hoping. I'm wrong. I'm hoping I'm confusing time. Republicans will act sooner rather than later. They don't act like God and wait and see what happens. But right now, the way I am getting them, it's really bad, you guys. And after this letter that Trump sent to all those world leaders, I mean, this is America. Are you kidding me? Because you didn't get the Nobel Prize? You don't deserve it. You're creating, chaos everywhere. He deserves it better than everyone else. He stopped 8 wars. What war? I mean, the conflict is still on in the Middle East. Okay, I don't know the other countries he stopped. But people, last time I heard people, leaders are laughing at him about this whole 8 war stuff he stopped. After a while, we believe in our own lies. That's a problem. Okay. Let me look up. Let's see. Gosh. I'm looking for questions. I think somebody asked me. That you posted questions. Somebody asked me a question I wanted to answer, but I'm not seeing it. Tomorrow I'm going to make a list of important questions that I have to answer. Having said that, okay, let me go down to the bottom. Raymond De Pasquale says, what is Milou talking about? There is something big happening tomorrow, January 20th. I am not quite. Milou said that. I never heard of that before. I mean, there isn't anything. The only big thing he could be talking about is the military. I didn't hear about that. I have to go look into it. What is Milou talking about? There is something big happening tomorrow, January 20th. The only thing I can think of when you said that, or one of the things that can be happening, is send the military to Minneapolis. Okay? But I will be back later on the other channel. I will continue to take me a look into it, but I'm not getting anything else. Yes, Jack Smith is Thursday, guys. It's going to be fun. I'm looking forward to it. Petra Morera says, Trump is no longer a joke. The world is taking him seriously. Oh, yes, very seriously. Well, that's why they're letting him know what their options are if he were to move against Greenland. Oh, no. I hope I didn't imply that. But I've always said, my prediction has been, all our friends that Trump has turned on will link arm and stand up against us. And that's what we are watching right now. They don't want, to fight with anybody, but they want to get Trump's attention. They know the rest of this country is not going to follow Trump down the snake pit. So that's one good thing for us. It will make it easier for us to reconcile with the rest of the world, and will prevent the next president who's like Trump from destroying this country. And that's where we are right now. Republicans in the House and the Senate, they have their heads in the sand. They are not timing this right, or when they're supposed to do something. It's very dangerous. But we're going to be okay, friends, so hang in there. Oh, there is a treatment for stroke. I've been trying to remember to tell you guys that, okay? That can repair our brain after a stroke, okay? Let me see what it is. Oh, I have it written down, but it's online, okay? If you look for treatment to repair or help the brain repair itself after a stroke, you will see it. I was very happy to hear that, because that's one thing. I have a friend of mine I grew up with after I came here. I met him, a whole bunch of us. He had a stroke at maybe 40, and it was, bad, but he got lucky. He survived, and he got back to normal. I was talking to his wife the other day. So he's doing super well. It's been at least 40 years since he had the stroke. So that left it always in my mind. I'm like, oh my God, I hope I don't have a stroke, because he was fine. He was with us talking, and then he went home, bam. All right, my friends, thank you very much for spending time with me. Thank you, chat managers, for your help. I appreciate it. If anyone would like a reading from me, the link to my website is below the video, psychicmilou.com, or please feel free to call me or text me on my YouTube number. If you like the channel and have not subscribed, please consider subscribing. And also don't forget to tap on the notification bell. Please give me a thumbs up as well, friends. That would help me a lot. And also, if once you do that, the algorithm will continue showing the video to more people. Thank you. I will see. Oh, some of you, those who usually come to my other channel this evening, see you then. Otherwise, I'll see you all tomorrow. Till then, bye. Edge Gold Button says, Milou, what? That would be the 1 year anniversary of Trump being inaugurated. Oh, okay. Well, you never know. Those guys, I don't put anything past them, but I wouldn't be surprised, because it's on the front of it's on their mind to deploy the military. That's why that was the first thing I get. They're not kidding, okay? The reason why they are not doing it yet, they're scared of the reaction, people's reaction. That's what's holding them back. All right, see you tomorrow, later.